Hi,
too
everybody.
late. We can't do an intro.
No. This is the intro. Hi,
Okay,
everybody.
ready.
It's Ashley Williams and Allison Sweeney, and we are coming to you live from Bilbao. This is not live. So the announcement is this is not live.
But this is a new intro. We're rolling into episode 5. So
I want to just be professionals here and let you all know that I am introducing our podcast. Welcome to our podcast. This is a behind the scenes look at the movies that we are shooting in Barcelona and Bilbao. And we are having the absolute time of our lives. And we just wanted to give you all a little insight into what that's like. Allie, how was your week this week?
Well, I actually had a great week. I feel the audience needs to know that while at the very beginning and in Barcelona, we were both really, in every scene, working all the time. It does feel a little more like you're working more than me right now as we focus on the second movie.
Yeah.
I noticed as my call times sometimes are a little later, or maybe not at all, or I get
you're fired. You're fired.
I love we'll call you about what time we need you. Like it might be noon or 2 p.m. I've never really had that before, and it's very exciting.
I mean, do you find yourself on edge as you're waiting for the call to come in?
Yeah.
You want to be ready. Yeah. You want to be showered. You don't want to be too tired.
Yeah.
Right?
It does throw you off a little bit because of that, because you're like, what do I have time to do, really? You kind of can't do anything. But wait, which is weird. So, I work out and then I sit around, do nothing. I feel this is so mean. It sounds terrible because you've been working so hard.
What you're saying is so enticing. Like it sounds like talk slower. Like it's everything. It sounds amazing. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah. So for those of you, we're shooting 2 movies at the same time. We're cross-boarding the movies. They're often by location. And the first movie really centers around Erica, Allie's characters. That's become sort of her love story. And the second movie transitions a bit. And it's a little bit more my love story. But what's cool is we're both in each other's movies heavily featured. But there are, certain times when Allie's not in scenes and I'm not in scenes where we get a break. And that happens to be this week for Allie. Congratulations.
Yeah. And I feel you're doing great, though, so I'm not worried about it.
How would you know?
Yeah, no, I have no idea. None. Zero idea. I just have a lot of confidence in you. But the locations are so cool. Speaking of cross-boarding, I just feel I want to explain the idea. The board is basically an organizational thing we use for filming that's like where all the locations are that we're filming in, right? And have you ever had that happen where you're like, oh my God, a scene isn't, like somehow a scene fell off the board and isn't, wait, we didn't shoot that scene?
No,
sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. No, but I wake up in the middle of the night worried about it. Like, wait, we never filmed that scene.
Let me tell you something that is going to help alleviate your fears. The one-liner, which is essentially the schedule. So each scene is broken into one line that sort of is the description of scene 68. Erica sobs on a mountaintop. But to be clear, that doesn't happen in our movie, but it's just an example.
So that would be, and it's like, an eighth of a page. You have all the, and how many what characters are in it. And nobody wants to watch me sob for 3/4 of a page. My God.
I mean, I would. It would be empathetic. I wouldn't be laughing. I would be like, "Oh no!" And I'd be trying to get to the mountain. Yeah,
right.
You're
cut
really
back and forth.
Crier. I've gotten to see you cry a bunch, and I am a massive fan. It's a real skill that you have. What do you think is the key to crying?
Thanks.
Beautifully.
I don't know that, by the way, thank you for saying that, because I don't think I'm a beautiful crier. I think I'm sort of an ugly crier. But I think the key is well, I guess like trying to come from a real place of, how you're feeling in that moment, and also trying really hard not to fake it. I feel like the mistake actors make, and I certainly have been there. I can't, I'm sure plenty of people who have watched Days of Our Lives would be like, that's not true. You do this too. But like when you scrunch up your face, like trying to seem like you're crying and you don't really have it, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Like,
Nightmare.
that's so
Nightmare.
brutal. So if you
But
can
it's
like
so I do feel like it's an art because it's so you're so pretty when you cry. That's really what I'm getting at is, yes, I believe it. That's not the thing. It's just that I'm like, she's so beautiful. And I feel like I have a word in my head when I'm on camera and I start to cry that is my buzzword, where I'm creative and I can imagine and I can be in the moment and play it real. And then I'm like, careful, careful, careful. And the word is contort.
Oh, yeah.
So the second I start to feel my face contort, I'm like, whoa, girl, slow down.
Pull it back.
And
yeah.
And I think the key is to relax your face as much as possible and then just let all of the feeling spring from your eyes in liquid form.
Yeah.
But everything else, keep pretty. I'm a big fan of like throwing a smile in when I'm crying.
Oh, I love a smile. Like, because the opposites of that. Yeah. But also because I think in real life, like, you're really generally trying not to cry. Right? Like when things are really in that moment, like if that was, we have a sweet scene together where kind of like the all is lost moment in the first movie where we meet up at the top of that beautiful location. Oh my gosh, in Barcelona, looking out over the city, and we have that nice scene at the wall. Do you remember we're like both looking out? And Ron really let us play that scene looking out over the city rather than like necessarily. And he shot from behind us, which I always love. Sort of it feels a little more from like where the camera's placed that you're like, you really are a fly on the wall rather than getting the full on straight on, us staring at each other the whole time. And that was a really sweet and emotional scene.
Do you remember the note that I got from Ron? Oh.
No. Oh my gosh.
Do you remember the note I got from Ron on that scene?
No.
He said, and I know why he said it. It was a really good note. But it's like this scene just for you guys, like it's this scene where sort of like we have big feelings and we were mad and we just went through something and we're both sorry and we both love each other so much. It's sort of like the ethos of the scene. And I think
we could talk about it, right? Because we're going to put this episode out after the first movie has aired. So.
Oh, okay.
So we can tell that this is the scene at the end of the first movie, right? Where you sort of went to the bookstore and told everybody about how I rewrote the book, or I'm the one who wrote the book. And I didn't really tell you that you could tell people that. And so I'm very upset about it. But also like more embarrassed. I think that's the other thing about that moment, which I really liked, was like the combination of feelings, right? It's like, I don't know how Nico's going to react. My character, Erica, does not know how Nico's going to react to that information. She's embarrassed that everyone knows now what she did and kind of upset that maybe you told people without checking with me first and whatever. Like, it's a whole combination of feelings.
Yeah. And it's also, I think, a big realization in terms of my character's journey that she realizes that she didn't come to Barcelona to find love. She came to Barcelona initially thinking she would find love, but it turns out she made like the best friend that she could have ever hoped for, which is you, which is really magical. But that was the thing, was that we did the scene a couple of times, and he was shooting it French overs, which means from behind. And it's like very key to get that second eye to hit the camera so that you can get a sense of that. That's like one of the tricks of a French over. But so we did it a couple of times, and Ron comes over and he goes, kind of feels like you're hitting on her.
That's amazing.
And I was like, if I'm honest, part of me was like, maybe I am. Like maybe Could be
It's not the end of the
anything.
movie. It's just the beginning of Act 9. There's a whole second movie. Who knows? That's really funny.
Yeah. Why were we talking about that?
Well, because we were talking about the
Crying.
tears. Right,
Oh,
crying.
yeah.
And,
So,
and I
yes,
felt
it's-
like that scene really caught me off guard as an emotional scene. Not like, or not, I knew it was an important scene. I just didn't know that would be a scene with tears in it.
Totally.
And it just sort of happened.
But yeah, the old adage is like, don't ever try to cry on camera. Try not to cry. That's the key. Is like, it's way more interesting to see somebody fighting against it than to actually.
That's exactly right. Though I'm not sure that's the adage. Like, who knew that was an adage? All you read in scripts are like tears streaming down her face. Not the script. I'm not saying
I feel like
that,
people have been telling me that since I was like 15.
But I feel like when you read the scripts, all they do is it says the characters, crying their eyes out or tears streaming down her face or whatever.
Yeah, but it's in the how. That's like an acting class thing.
Well, that's
you hear that in acting class. Yeah. Like, it's like, don't try to cry, try not to cry. Same thing with being drunk. Don't play drunk. Play like you're trying to not look drunk.
Like, you're trying to play as sober as possible. And then
exactly.
It's
the same thing. Yeah. Anyway.
I love stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I love acting class.
I love watching shows where they make fun of acting classes, though. Like Barry. Did you ever watch that show?
With
Henry Winkler?
No, I did. I saw the first couple episodes. Yeah.
He won like an Emmy for that. He's so good in that. And also, but also we sometimes actors were like, it's funny. It's just funny, the things we do. And we act.
Did you ever watch Extras?
I loved that show so much.
Do you remember the scene, the guy that played Gandalf is doing a play?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding? Of course. Sir Ian.
Yes. Oh, God, it kills me.
So I'm like, Sir Ian, Sir Ian.
Yeah. He's like, and nobody's going to be holding their scripts on opening night. And he's like, I wasn't going to hold my script. It's so funny. Anyway, okay. So I loved this little town that we were shooting in. So my character arrives in this sweet little town. And one of the things that was really funny was this week, the first morning that we shot there, it was so early in the morning and it was freezing. Oh. And I was like, I'm, me, I'm like a bit of a soldier. I'm like, let's go. I don't care if it's cold. She says in her heated vest. But I was like, no, let's do it. Like, I'm not going to let anything hold us back, And so we rehearse it and I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's shoot it. And Kevin Leslie comes up and he's like, the problem is I can see your breath.
Yeah.
And I was like, am I putting an ice cube in my mouth? Which I have had to do before.
I have had to do that before.
Yeah. Sometimes it's so cold out that you have to make your breath just as cold as the air so that it doesn't come out as you can't see it, because we're not playing that it's freezing cold. We're playing that it's like delicious and cozy. So we had to wait like 3 hours. But I wonder if there is anybody, because there is one shot where you can see my breath. And I would encourage people who tune in. So if this airs the week before the second movie airs, check out if there's it's a shot in that town square and you can see the breath.
All right, I'm going to be looking for it.
Fun game.
That's a fun little moment. I also really liked getting to meet, Miguel's family, right? They're all in these scenes, and they were such adorable, cute characters, and the actors who play them were so good. And we had so many scenes in that town square, it was just so fun to play the whole Spanish village situation. And
and it felt different. Like, it was such a nice change of pace from Barcelona, which felt so metropolitan and so sort of busy. And all of a sudden, we're in this, like, much more sort of, like, family, nesty kind of movie. Yeah. And I have to say that the actors playing the family just knocked it out of the park. Wouldn't you say?
They were so
they're
good.
So good, so funny, so real. And again, it's all about playing the grounded. And it was so great. We also had a very special guest actor this week, somebody who has been our first team. Well, actually, she's in the AD team. Right. Natalia.
Yeah.
she's one of the most, by the way, like talk about a beautiful person, like
Yeah,
in her eyes, and she had that new puppy. I just love her.
I know.
I loved her so much. From the
So
first moment
sweet.
I saw her. So she auditioned to play the waitress in the restaurant scene. And she got the part. The
I
competition
love
was
it.
steep. And truly, like, we all watched her audition, and we watched several auditions, and hers was
Yeah.
the best one. And it wasn't
Yep.
just because we love her.
No, she was really good.
She was really good. So I got to actually like do a scene with her, which was so cool, and it was so interesting because I had seen her only as an AD, and then to see her, as an actress. She's a great actress.
Yes.
It was awesome. Funnily enough, that same day, this week with her, the guy that I'm playing opposite, his name is Miguel Broca. I love him. He's become a very dear friend.
Such a great guy. Such a good
Yeah,
actor.
oh
He's
my
been
gosh,
great.
he's so good. He's so funny. He's so good at the comedy. And he's also just more than anything else, just a genuinely lovely person to hang out with. This cast across the board has been incredible, but Miguel and I really had a lot of work to do. This week we had we had to shoot all day long in this restaurant. And, as you know, like my character has to eat basically nonstop throughout both movies.
Yeah.
And, Jordy's working away, doing a great job as usual, but somehow some lines got crossed, and they bring out for me to be sitting and eating for like 3 straight hours. They brought out a crab shell that was full of crab meat. Now, I have a shellfish allergy.
Oh,
Which
well,
I don't talk about it very much because I still eat shellfish, but I can't sit and eat shellfish for 3 hours. Like,
Yeah.
when I eat shellfish, like, I gotta, but it was also like it got cold, etc. So I look at Miguel and I'm like, do you like crab? And he's like, I'm just here to help. Like, I'll do anything. So Miguel sat there eating crab out of a crab shell for the entire scene, like a full 3 hours.
Wow.
And they said to me, all right, what do you want to eat? And I was like, like, what is and my stomach's still a little bit from the incident.
Yeah, right.
The incident.
We discussed it at length. I don't think we need to like relive it.
All right, okay. I'm calling it the incident. So I just said, you know what? Can I just get some buttered noodles? Just like I'm a toddler. I'm like, I just like bring me some buttered noodles. And so I sat there and just ate probably an entire pound of buttered noodles while Miguel sat there eating crab. And it's a testament to his generosity that he would sit there and do that.
What a trooper. What a good friend. What a good guy.
He's amazing. Oh,
I love it.
Speaking of here's the other thing that happened this week. And funnily enough, I actually haven't told you this story because you were, living your best life on call. So a good friend of our family was coming into town, and I was so excited to go to dinner with him. But I think it was Wednesday night, and I had just shot like 12 straight hours, and I was so tired. So Neil was like, oh, bring a friend, like bring Allie, bring whatever. And I was like, Allie's not here today. And Neil was like, you should bring the guy that you're doing the movie with. And because I had just been saying, like, he's amazing. He's so funny. He's so like, he's got tons of energy.
Yeah, good charm. Like, he'll be a great person to have at this event.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, Karina was doing my makeup, and I said, like, would it be weird if I invited Miguel to dinner with this like family friend tonight? And Karina was like, do it. It's going to be so fun. And it's going to like, he'll just be there, and he's going to keep in the conversation.
And by the way, we're
going.
on location, so it's not like he has anywhere, I mean,
Right.
He has to eat dinner too. So it actually works out.
Exactly. So I go to Miguel and I'm like, hey, I know we just met like a week ago, but any chance you would be up for coming to dinner with me and this like wonderful friend of ours? And he was like, I wore sweatpants and like a ratty t-shirt tonight. And I was like, no problem. So I went to wardrobe and I was like, can you guys give Miguel like a nice outfit for dinner tonight? And they were like, okay. And they like dressed him in like a button down with like nice clean sneakers and jeans.
Nice, so he's
and
dapper looking.
Well, to be clear, Miguel is a Spanish man. He has 2 earrings. He wears like cool European clothes, but I definitely dressed him as like an American Hallmark hunk, right?
Yeah,
Like he
right.
looked preppy. Like this is not a
Perfect.
preppy guy. This is
Yeah,
a
right.
Spanish
He
cool
was
person.
definitely like out of his element in this outfit. Okay. Got it.
Totally. So, like, and in general, we'd put him in like a Patagonia, like puffy coat, this week for his wardrobe. And he would be like, I would never wear this. Like, he's cool, right?
Yeah,
So,
no, right. I totally, yes.
yeah. So he comes out and I was like, oh my God. And he was like, you're dressing me and taking me out to like some fancy dinner. And I was like, this is going to be fun. I promise. And, it'll be great. So we have the best time at dinner, right? We have wine, we, order everything. It's so fun. My friends are great. We have the best time. And then the bill comes and I realized I didn't have my wallet. So I made Miguel pay. I was like, no. It's on me. And then and I look at him and I'm like, do you have your wallet?
No, come on. You trick him into going to dinner with him, get him all dressed up, and then you make him pay? This is amazing.
To be clear, I paid it back right away, but it was so funny.
Wait, I think I stepped on that line. You did, in fact, pay him back? Thank God. Okay.
I paid him back.
Yeah. So all's well that
of course
ends well,
I paid him back.
Oh my God.
But he had a
doesn't
field
know you
day.
that well, which is so funny.
No!
Like, right. I mean, you guys worked together for like 10 days and then you trick him into going to dinner and then you're like, ooh, I forgot my wallet. Like, it's so great. For all he knows, we're like that,
that was the whole plan.
Just to get him to buy, the plan all along. That is so funny.
Isn't that so good?
And then the work person or your family friend that you were taking to dinner, were they a part of this or did you try to like not have
No, I was like, oh, it's on me. Oh, no. I fully stepped in it. I was like, this is on me. This is on me. And I like and they're like, no. And I'm like, no, please. And and I just look at Miguel and he's like, what? I'm like, do you have your wallet?
That is so great.
It was
so
really
great.
good. It was really good.
That's really funny, actually.
So it was a really good week. It was, I'm getting really excited. It's, especially as we've been, working on these movies for so long, getting to see it come, into fruition. And that's been a lot of this week when it came to movie 2, was getting to like really see what's been in my head all this time.
Yeah.
Come to fruition.
Because there was some build up to it, like we did so much from movie 1 at the beginning, but like little parts of the second movie. And so it's been interesting, like filling in the gaps as we go along, And for me, it was really fun because Alejandro and I, playing Erica and Nico, like have this whole journey in movie 1, and now coming into the second movie, like it's so different playing like our characters together. So we're together in the beginning of the second movie, and I have never been a big fan. Like, I like sequels, but I don't like breaking a couple up or trying to like recreate the first movie again. So you and I talked about that a lot, that the second movie is really like your character's story and a different love story. And so from Erica and Nico's point of view, it's sort of, watching their friend figure out who she is and what she wants to do. And I love that part of the journey, but it's fun to play a different place in our relationship for the second movie, which has been interesting. And the other fun thing that you tortured me with, which is so embarrassing, was making me learn that dance that we did. My daughter was so mortified.
So good. She loved being mortified though, right?
Yeah, she does like it. No, she's a teen. So the teenagers just want to be embarrassed by you. And if you give them a good reason, then it's just better, right? Than bad reasons.
Don't you have like a little bit of a background in dance somewhere or other?
0.
It's just like the horseback riding, eh?
Yeah,
Horseback
horseback
riding is
riding.
kind of a
Well, I mean, it's on my
dance.
resume. You remember like special skills at the bottom.
Of
Uh,
course.
but I not really. No. My mother, when I was very young, like I did gymnastics, I did ice skating. I can actually do like a couple basic ice skating situations for, a Christmas
Uh-huh.
Hallmark movie, just enough to get me through a Christmas
Mm-hmm.
Hallmark movie, which again, my mom
Mm-hmm.
can take credit for, just like the Spanish. Like, oh,
She will.
I knew
Mm-hmm.
it.
That's good.
So that's good. But yeah, no, that's it.
So when I first proposed the idea of us doing a dance, I don't feel like I had to like super convince you. I feel like you were like, all right, I'll try to learn it. Like, let me see if I
Well, to
like
be
how I do.
honest, I didn't know it'd be that hard. I didn't know I would be that bad at
Oh.
it because you watch these little videos. I mean, I see people do them all the time on like Instagram or
Uh-huh.
Reels or whatever. And it just seems so cute. And I had no idea how hard people work at that kind of thing.
Yeah. And then when I sent you, remember last weekend, I sent you my rehearsal.
Yeah, that was really funny. Oh my God, you're so funny.
I was like, here, I'm working on it. And I think
And
when you saw my rehearsal, you were like, oh, I should work on this too.
I know that is exactly what happened. I sort of thought like I could just ease into it or whatever. Like it wouldn't be that big a deal. And then I realized, oh no, this is a big deal and this is really hard. And then we basically set up, I mean, we had the most beautiful backdrop, right? That village is on these stairs that look out over the ocean or that bay or whatever. And so we were like, okay, this is the perfect place to do it. But what we didn't know is that we had controlled those stairs. Like while we were filming, we had people at the top locations at the top and the bottom of the stairs, making sure that like it's not just regular people moving on through. So then now we're in this position where we're like, we're trying to film this. Karina's sitting there, like there's cameras, we're doing it again. Someone's holding a phone, playing the song, and then someone else is holding a phone. Lala's holding the phone, like actually shooting the video. We got like young people to do it because we're like, well, at least they'll know how to shoot it, right? And they must know they're under 30. They must know how to do it, right?
And she did.
And she did. But what we didn't know is that people were going to be like moving through our shot in a way that like I'm not accustomed to.
It's a significant staircase. So it's one of those things where you go, okay, we're going to have to climb up these stairs and go into that town. So you climb and you climb and you climb and you climb and you're out of breath. And all of a sudden there's the backs of two actresses doing a TikTok video. Like they were all like, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
they were all like, what is going on? Yeah.
Because also there's a bit of a sharp turn there at the end to get to the top. So they were surprised by it. And then also, I am now starting to get annoyed at these people who are just trying to like enjoy their touristy afternoon and a glass of wine or whatever. But I'm like, this is not going well for me. This is like our ninth take, and like I'm not good at this. And now you're cutting in, like it might have been the right take, and now you're ruining it. I was like, sort of getting annoyed.
There was also that moment when you almost fell down the stairs.
Oh yeah, that was.
Which I think it looked worse on the video than it actually.
Yeah.
Was,
I wasn't
right?
in the video. It looks like I really did almost fall down the stairs, but I was farther away from it, and I just kind of spooked myself. But also, I was wearing those boots with like high heels, and that wasn't a good call either. To be honest, I feel like I had a lot of
that made it harder for you.
Yeah.
I also, you were like, this is our best take. And I was like, you're right. That's our best take. And then you were like, I'm going to post it. And then you posted one of our worst takes by accident.
I wish that were true. That's so nice of you to say that there was like a better take. But I mean,
there was.
I'm not sure there was. And then also really the outtakes were better anyway. But the little like comedy. But I'm not sure that was. I don't know that there were that many better ones. If there were at all.
Fair.
Oof, that was a tough time in my life, but we got so many good comments.
Yeah, I mean, it has a lot of views. Oh, you want to come back for more?
I know it's like an addict, right? Like you want to go back in for. But I did, you have to check your Insta. I slipped into your DMs.
Are you hitting on me like I was hitting on you? it's something that I think we should have a family meeting about, is doing another dance video. And
Okay,
I think,
right.
I think we need to give the people what they want, and I think they've
Yeah.
made it clear what they love.
Yeah.
And it's
I think
us
so too.
making
And
fools of ourselves.
yes, and I think we'll just have to ask Lala to be patient with us about reshooting or shooting another one.
I think she's truly the most patient person I've ever met.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
amazing.
not worried about her patience. I mean, I'm worried she might crack at some point, but hopefully it's after we wrap. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She'll never want to be in Hollywood again. She's like,
oh no, for sure. This is the last. Yeah, this is because she's never really been an assistant before. So I think we went hard, and she's gonna retire.
But we're fun. We're fun to be with all day.
I mean, we're a delight.
Yeah.
But she's got her work cut out for her. All right. Anything else this week? Did we cover it all?
I think we covered it. We have a new location we're going to next week, which I'm really excited about. This is like a teaser for next week's episode.
Okay.
It's our last week of filming. Can you believe it's almost over?
I feel like when this movie's over, I'm not even going to know what to do with myself.
Right.
I feel like we've been working towards this for so long that I'm just going to be like,
well, it has been
flat-footed. You know,
it's way longer than a normal shoot, which I didn't realize. I mean, it's like, 3 more weeks, but it actually feels like 1,000 in a way that's great, but also exhausting. And so it's so weird. And now it's weird to be almost at the end. Like I'm almost thinking about what packing next week. Like when am I going to pack? How do I do that? How do I get everything back to the States? Like it's just crazy. And then also this weekend I'm buying wine to take home with me. I'm really looking forward to that.
You're going to ship it?
No, I'm going to pack it in
bring
my
it back in your luggage. Whoa,
yeah.
Whoa.
Hopefully not like
that feels ambitious.
I know.
It's going to break.
I know. It might.
Oh, this is a nightmare.
I hadn't thought about that. Maybe I
out.
wrap it in like Ziploc bags or something.
A Ziploc bag?
Well, then if it breaks,
insane?
I don't know.
Oh, I was like, a Ziploc bag isn't going to protect it.
No, like I'll wrap it in the clothes.
But you're saying if it breaks.
I don't want it to stain everything else, or like imagine other people.
Or the shards of glass.
Oh God, yeah, right. No, I don't want any of that. But I do want some Spanish wine. It's so cool here.
Can't we get Spanish wine in the States?
But it's like a story. It's a story.
Okay, fair.
This is the wine I picked out in Bilbao. Okay, that's my weekend plan. Is like assessing how I'm going to handle that next week, and we will discuss it next week.
Every time I finish a movie, my husband puts in the calendar 2 days. Ashley cries and sleeps.
Oh.
Because I'm just always like, I don't even know what to do anymore. Like, I don't even know who I am.
Yeah,
this is contorting. Bringing it all back.
No, that was,
that's how I cry. It's not cute. That's how you know that I love you and I'm relaxed in front of you, is if I contort.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see if we get there.
Should we name this episode Contorting? Contort.
We haven't named anything else.
Like, no, that's true.
The Contort. How about Pretty Cry?
Pretty Cry. I also feel that would not make sense to people, but
well, that's
it's going to be great.
The title. All right. Well, I'll see you in 20 minutes, but I'll see you. We'll see you all, dear audience, next week.
Yeah. Oh, so not just an introduction, we have to do a conclusion. Thank you for listening, dear audience.
Thanks for listening, dear audience. We really hope that you liked the first movie. If you didn't, don't tell us.
No, it's just we want you to really like it and tell us all the things you like
I think they're gonna love it.
I know. I'm
so proud. I'm so proud of that movie.
I know.
I think it's really funny and strange and romantic and beautiful and female forward. Like I just love it.
I love everything about it. I can't wait. I can't wait to have people react to it and tell us what they think. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
okay.
Talk
soon.
All right. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.